Well, I made it to Leh, Ladakh. Been wanting to come here for about 40 years, so very pleased to be here. And it's my first chance to operate for a long time. So here we go. And this is Leh from a bit higher up. I've been walking up to a monastery, the one that towers above Leh. Pretty steep steps. I'm just about there. And what a nice surprise. Well, I'm in the monastery now, and this is the butter lamp offering room. And there's our friend the Dalai Lama. Gonna walk through this wall of prayer flags. And there's a mani wall. Haven't seen these kind of stones for a long time. Intricate carvings. So I'm now at Leh Palace. This is below that monastery I've just been at, but still towers above Leh. We're just visiting Gurudwara Sahib, which is a Sikh place, and Guru Nanak was supposed to have come here, and there's a rock which is a holy rock with a temple around it, which I'm just going to have a look at.
Walking by itself.
So we're now on Magnetic Hill, and this is a special place where you just take your brake off and you start going uphill. Just stopped at the junction of the Indus and the Zanskar rivers where they join together. So a pretty amazing spot. Beautiful blue deposits in the water.
ना नहीं तो पूरा वो खत्म होने देगा तो अच्छा नहीं है ना। ये देखो ना कितना है यहाँ पे ना, छोटे छोटे छोड़ते हैं ना, इसको छोड़ते बोलते हैं, इसको छोड़ते बोलते हैं। अभी देखो ना ये छोड़ते इस तो पानी दिस इज द छोड़ते हैं।
हाँ यार
ये देखो ना ये छोड़ते, हाँ ये छोड़ते बोलते हैं।
So I just stopped here for lunch on the banks of the Indus. Authentic South Indian food at 9,500 feet, which is a bit bizarre. making chapatis. Now stopped at a point called Moonland. Bit of a moonscape here. Just starting a 3-day trek from a place called Likir, and just got a bus out here from Leh for about an hour or two. So that's me starting off, and I'll see how I get on. I'm in a completely dry desert, high altitude desert environment, and I see this is the road from Likir to Hemis. So you can, quite good these signs, you can just fill in whatever you want. I've just hiked through Likir and I'm now on a very dry, deserty kind of track, but it's pretty good. I'm pretty well acclimatized now, having been at this sort of height of about 3,000 meters for a week or so. And yeah, it's just a fairly easy 3-day trek this, I think. So, and I met on the way here, I met a Italian guy called Alessandro, who was in a bit of a state. Couldn't communicate properly with a bus driver. Seemed to put his mind at rest a bit. He was off to Lama Yuru Monastery. But I agreed to meet up with him in 3 or 4 days' time, and then we're going to do another trek together, something a bit more ambitious than this, so that will be great. Just got up to the first pass, which is pretty easy. It's called the Chobela, and as I was walking up here, a old man and a boy walked past, going as if there's lots of options, but the boy said apple give as he walked past, so I now have an apple, which is nice. It's a pretty harsh environment this, it's real desert. I guess in the spring there's a bit more vegetation in a few places, but not a lot. I don't suppose I've got a hope in hell of seeing a snow leopard, but maybe this is the nearest I'll get to seeing one. If this is actually open, that'll be perfect. Nice little hamlet. Well, this homestay turns out to be amazing. They cooked me a meal immediately on arrival, and we're going to stay here tonight. It's just got an amazing view. Like a lot of these Ladakhi houses, it seems to be really big, spacious, pretty comfortable places. Hello? Wanting some food? I've just done my washing and it's now in this tumble dryer. Well, I had a very nice night with that family. Lovely couple and children, 2 daughters and a wee boy, and an old man, the father of the guy. So the guy is in the Indian Army and he's off at 3 months or 4 months at a stretch, and then he comes back. Only wants to work for a few more years and then he wants a more relaxing life. Meanwhile, the woman looks after the place and deals with the tourists. They cooked me a nice meal last night of potatoes, carrots and sort of dumplings and a stew. And this morning got an omelette and chapatis that she made freshly. And later on I joined them for some sampa, which the guy buys from Tibetans in Leh. The old man invited me into his house. He still seems a bit sad after his wife died 12 years ago. There's pictures of her in both houses. And his English was very basic, so I didn't get much established from him, except that he doesn't like Muslims much, doesn't like Hindus much. Buddhists are okay. Doesn't like Leh because it's too busy. He's never had enough rupees to go to Delhi. But I must say they have very nice houses, pretty much with all Western conveniences. I mean, pretty grubby, not very clean inside, but they've got pretty much everything we would have, including TV. And last night I was forced to listen to the TV and the guy playing his something on his mobile phone at the same time. So as usual, there's plenty of cacophony in these places. So I'm now going to walk to Yangtang, that village over there, which is a couple of kilometers away, and then I'll see how I get on. They're growing the sea buckthorn everywhere, which of course you get in Scotland, growing on the east coast. And I presume it's for a barrier for animals, kind of fencing. They've got very nice wee wood here of poplar trees, which they've clearly coppiced. And obviously nothing really grows here without water, so they've managed to make the water go all the way down and split it into different wee rivers to water the trees. I've just come down a beautiful path alongside the river, a traditional trail that had beautifully made walls to hold it up, but unfortunately they're building a road which is destroying the path because they just have no regard for maintaining the path. So yeah, I'm forced to take this new road now. It's a dirt road, so it's not as bad, but I'm sure it will get tarmacked in the future. And that messes up the trail basically, so not nearly as nice to walk on a road as it is on a traditional footpath. And it could mess up the livelihood for the homestays in the wee villages along this what was a fantastic route. It still is. I mean, at least there's no traffic on this. but progress in many ways again just destroys the beauty and the amenity that and the whole point coming to these places in the first place. The road workers sleep in these tents and obviously cook in them as well. Must be an extremely tough life. They're always getting covered in dust, hard manual labour, and they're black from being out in the sun all the time. There are people living over in that place without electricity, and it looks like they must have a problem with their water supply. Irrigation channel maybe got destroyed by a rockfall, a landslide, because all the trees up there are all kind of dying out in their garden fields area. So it just shows how vulnerable these people are to a landslide which can completely cut off their water supply. I've never seen anything quite like this before on the edge of the road. It's a load of slate in tiny bits. Normally slate kind of keeps its shape, but this is so friable. Amazing stuff. I'm just in awe of how they build and maintain these roads just on sheer cliffs all over the Himalayas. Makes the rest and be thankful look like a Sunday school picnic. A beautiful gabion here, comprised of granite stones, each one hewn by hand into a pretty much square shape. The work's incredible. Well, I'm now at the absolutely stunning Rizong Monastery, which I didn't even know existed until I zoomed in on my map a few minutes ago and it appeared. Well, that was a pleasant wee interlude at that monastery. I got a hell of a shock when I opened the temple door and there was the Dalai Lama staring at me from a throne. Just momentarily I thought it was actually him for a split second. So I'm now walking up to a pass that's nearly 4,000 metres and I've got about a 500 metre ascent, so it's pretty heavy going in this incredibly arid terrain. This is pretty hard going, this 500 metre ascent. Not a lot in the scheme of things, but it's half a Monroe with 15 kilos on my back and at nearly 4,000 metres, so I'll be glad when I get up there. It looks like I've broken the back of it anyway. It's a pretty stunning route this. As usual, I'm glad of the trekking poles, as some of these slopes are fairly precipitous. That's me at the pass, and I can see the village or villages I'm heading for down in the valley there. Might be that first one on the left, or I might get up to Hemis over there for this evening. There's some ibex over there. How they managed to scratch a diet out of that hillside, I don't know. It's good to see some animals. That's me just up to the first pass of the day above Hemis. Very easy one, just under 3,800, and it only took half an hour from where I was staying last night. So very pleasant start to the day. Yeah, I had a really nice evening, surrounded by kids, the owners of the place, an old couple. They were the grandparents, and they had various grandkids around, including some that had come to visit from Leh. So it was all pretty hectic. And there was also a group of Austrians there, which was a good 5 of them, and a guide and a driver. So they were having all their packs driven about from place to place, which is a bit of a cop-out. But that was, one of them was a local guide, and one of them was an Austrian guide who's been to Ladakh about 20 times. So that was very helpful in getting tips for the next things I want to do here. There's an amazing crag over there which looks like it's sandstone rather than slate or granite. And down here there are some carvings in the rock, some Buddhist or Tibetan inscriptions. How they got there, I don't know. It's not that easy a scramble up. Maybe they had ropes or ladders or something, and who knows how old they are. I'm now heading up the second pass, quite a lot harder than the first one, but I've just stopped for a cup of coffee in a great spot with a bit of shade. So that's my coffee brewing nicely, and I'm taking the opportunity to dry out my clothes from yesterday, which I washed, which weren't totally dry. But life doesn't get better than this, really. Another one of these steep trails, but it's a good one, through this sandy hillside. You can see the pass that I just went over earlier on this morning. A coffee spot down there, and then this vast great sandstone crag above it. Well, I got down to Ang, and a family gave me some apples from a tree that they were collecting from. Everyone having a lot of fun. It's a day off for kids today. And now walking down the spectacular autumn valley to a gompa in the distance there. Got the hay drying on the roof here to get the animals through a long cold winter. Now walking along a mani wall with thousands of stones all engraved with mantra, up to the gompa on the hill. That was a long hot slog to get up here to Tingmosgang Gompa, so I'll go and have a look inside. Like so many of these gompas, it's perched extremely high on a hill, towering over everything else. Really impressive place.